Welcome. Today is Sunday, February 10th, 2019. Here's what's what. The carpets may be coming out of Los Angeles City Hall amid fears of a typhus outbreak that may have already infected one worker. The problem has become so severe, officials are now looking at plans for all plants in the building to be assessed to see if they were attracting vermin and removed if so. A new policy would also be implemented that would require all employees to keep food off-site. Typhus is a flea-borne illness that develops after fleas bite rats and become infected with a bacteria known as Rickettsia typhi. Typhus spreads to humans through flea bites or through the feces of infected fleas when rubbed into a cut or scrapes in the skin. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says symptoms of typhus include fever and chills, headache, rapid breathing, body and muscle aches, rash, cough, nausea, and vomiting and confusion. A typhus outbreak was declared last year in downtown Los Angeles, which includes Skid Row, where an estimated 2,000 homeless people live. Mayor Eric Garcetti allocated millions of dollars last year to increase cleanups of streets in the Skid Row area, known as the Typhus Zone. City Attorney Elizabeth Greenwood contracted typhus in November and hasn't returned to work since she came down with the illness. There is no vaccine to prevent typhus, but antibiotics are available to treat people diagnosed with the disease. A state administrative court in the Bavarian city of Ansbach overturned a lower court ruling on Friday and prohibited an industrial shish kebab manufacturer from selling meat found to have traces of salmonella to restaurants. The court was not convinced by the Swabian company's argument that its frozen shish kebabs did not pose a health risk since they were only sold to restaurants and packaged with directions to thoroughly cook the product before serving. The company contended that by cooking the meat, any trace of bacteria would be killed. The company also sought to avoid having to refund or destroy any tainted meat. Lawyers told the court that random in-house samplings regularly found traces of salmonella in 1 to 3% of production. Health officials argued that the company should be ordered to destroy meat found to contain traces of the bacteria and take back any that had already been sold. The court cited EU health guidelines regulating microbiological criteria for food in its decision and agreed that the company must remove all products containing traces of salmonella from the market. Moreover, the company was ordered to ensure that such tainted meat did not go to market in the first place by codifying sufficient testing in its hygiene concept. The company will have 1 month to file an appeal with the Federal Administrative Court in Leipzig. Often referred to as the kissing disease, mononucleosis is a common ailment caused by the Epstein-Barr virus that is transmitted through saliva. People also can be exposed through a cough or sneeze, or by sharing cups or utensils with someone who is infected. According to Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, up to 95% of people will be infected with the Epstein-Barr virus at some point in their lives, with approximately 1 in 4 people developing infectious mononucleosis, or mono. Many people with Epstein-Barr virus infections will have symptoms that mimic other illnesses, such as fever, sore throat, and swollen glands. Other symptoms, including fatigue, can last for several weeks and can have an enormous impact on quality of life, school, and activities. A blood test is available to help confirm the diagnosis of mononucleosis. Since there is no vaccine for the Epstein-Barr virus, it's important to practice good general hygiene like hand washing. The best remedy to prevent spreading the virus to other people is for people to keep their distance, not kiss, don't share food, dishes, glasses, and personal items, and cover their mouth and nose when sneezing or coughing. Rental apartment operator Leo Palace 21 Corp. said on Friday it has started the process of moving 14,443 residents out of their homes in order to repair defects found in 1,324 apartments in Tokyo and 32 prefectures. The firm began by asking 7,782 residents in 641 apartments in which fire-resistant materials in the ceilings were insufficient or incorrectly installed to move out after the buildings were judged to be particularly unsafe to live in. The company said Thursday that it has also discovered cases of external walls not meeting fire protection requirements and the faulty use of substandard material for sound insulation in interior walls. Residents are being contacted by phone or letter and are being offered temporary accommodation in other Leo Palace 21 properties. Leo Palace 21 launched an investigation into possible defects in its nearly 40,000 apartments nationwide after 38 cases were found last May in apartments built between 1996 and 2009. As the company plans to shoulder all the moving expenses and repair the faulty buildings, it booked a special loss of 42 billion yen, $382 million, in the April to December period. The Tokyo-based company has decided to cut the monthly salary of its CEO by 30% and that of other executives by 20% for 6 months starting from February. A rare, English-made wine corkscrew has fetched more than $23,000 at auction amid reports of rising prices in this little-known collector's market. 74 bids from around the world sought to secure the Japan Thomason mechanical corkscrew. It eventually sold to an American buyer for $23,244 in November 2018 in an online sale. The rare corkscrew market has been growing in recent years, and the Japan Thomason is now one of the most expensive wine corkscrews in the world, largely thanks to its Japanning design on the handle, a practice adopted by English designers around 1800. Collectors believe that higher prices in recent years have partially been driven by a project in Bucharest, Romania, to develop the world's largest collection of corkscrews. The Bucharest Museum claims to have a private collection of 30,000 corkscrews, according to the Museum of Romania records. The next auction held by Collector Corkscrews will run from 12 to 21 April 2019. Turning to birthdays for today, February 10th. Mark Spitz is 69 today. Mark is an American former competition swimmer, 9-time Olympic champion, and former world record holder in 7 events. He won 7 gold medals at the 1972 Summer Olympics in Munich, an achievement surpassed only by Michael Phelps. Roberta Flack turns 82. Roberta is an American singer known for her #1 singles, The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, Killing Me Softly with His Song, Feel Like Making Love, Where Is the Love, and The Closer I Get to You. Flack is the only solo artist to win the Grammy Award for Record of the Year on 2 consecutive years. The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face won at the 1973 Grammys, as did Killing Me Softly with His Song at the 1974 Grammys. Robert Wagner is 89. Robert is an American actor of stage, screen, and television, best known for starring in the television shows It Takes a Thief, Switch, Heart to Heart, and 2.5 Men. In movies, he's known for his role as number 2 in the Austin Powers trilogy of films, as well as for A Kiss Before Dying, The Pink Panther, and The Towering Inferno. Some fresh produce from hydroponic growers has been approved for and is being sold under USDA's organic seal, but farmers who grow their organic crops in the soil don't like the competition. The Center for Food Safety, CFS, 2 weeks ago filed a rule-making petition with U.S. Department of Agriculture demanding new regulations prohibiting organic certification of hydroponic agriculture production. The petition also asks USDA to revoke any existing organic certification previously issued to hydroponic operations. Food safety comes into play in the petition in only one way. Hydroponics doesn't have soil, so they come up a little short because they don't provide soil samples as a measure of testing compliance. Hydroponic, aquaponic, and aeroponic growers currently can earn organic certification. It's allowed by USDA so long as the certifier can show there is compliance with the organic standard. One industry supplier says hydroponics, by definition, is a method of growing plants in a water-based, nutrient-rich solution that doesn't use soil. Since the federal certified organic label was introduced more than 20 years ago, CFS says the organic food market has grown exponentially and is now a $60 billion industry in which multinational corporations have bought organic brands and compete with small food producers who use environmentally friendly methods. The CFS points out that regulations implementing the Organic Food Production Act of 1990 consistently suggest soil samples as a measure for testing compliance. However, USDA states that hydroponics has been allowed since the beginning of the program and that they are still allowed and consider this a settled issue. Some passengers on Delta Airlines were left feeling a little creeped out by Diet Coke branded napkins on recent flights. Posted photos of the so-called creepy napkins, which, in addition to a weirdly suggestive pickup line style tag, have a spot for passengers to write down their personal phone numbers to then pass to another passenger. One side of the napkin tells passengers, because you're on a plane full of interesting people, hey, you never know, while the back of the napkin has a spot encouraging passengers to write their name and phone number. But luckily, both companies involved heard passengers' feedback loud and clear. Coca-Cola said in a statement that they sincerely apologize to anyone they may have offended, while Delta said they rotate Coke products regularly as part of its brand partnership but missed the mark with this one. The napkins are being replaced with different designs.